To understand the schism between Vulcan brothers and sisters, we must first understand their history. The real name of their planet was unknown to many outsiders for many years. Due to the pronunciation of a term that Vulcans used to refer to themselves, humans at first called the Vulcans Vulcanu, and therefore inferred the name of their homeworld to be Vulcan. After the formation of the United Federation of Planets, Vulcans became known as Vulcanians, and their planet was called Vulcanus. In time, the term Vulcan, for the people and their planet, became so popular and has continued to be used to this day. The real name of their planet is Takasi, and it is at least 500 million years older than Earth. The planet itself is larger with a noticeably higher gravity than Earth. There is little seasonal variation on the planet, due to its almost circular orbit around its hot sun and the very slight tilt on its axis. Its climate is generally harsh, with most of the surface consisting of large deserts or mountain ranges, along with scattered, small seas. Desert areas are prone to large amounts of heat, light, and electrical or fire storms. The evolutionary cycle of life followed most of the same steps as on Earth, although it is known that several mass extinctions happened in the distant past. During the Oceanic era, there appear to have been 4 main continental regions. The evidence of this can be seen in the massive high plateau regions that remain to this day. By the earliest historical times, the oceans had shrunk into a few seas and large salt lakes, contributing to the consolidation of the continents. Takasi had an age of great reptiles. These creatures were similar to the dinosaurs of Earth or the ancestors of the Gorn. The great reptiles died out during a period of intense solar flares, and smaller animals eventually took over. The earliest identified ancestor of the Vulcans was a creature called the cat ape by some Federation paleontologists. Modern Vulcans still possess some qualities of their quasi-feline ancestors, such as their strength, reflexes, and fluidic movement. There had long been some conjecture that Vulcan ancestors may have been seeded on Takasi by one of the ancient great preserver races of the galaxy, but this has not been exactly proven. Because of their evolutionary and a savanna environment, the Vulcan ears and eyes became quite sensitive to facilitate hunting and survival in tall grassy areas. Prehistoric Vulcans mostly kept away from the mountainous, volcanic, and dangerous areas of the planet. The Stone Age of Takasi was relatively short. Metal tools and weapons came about quite early because of easy access to high-grade ores. As civilization developed, fortified urban centers spread across the face of Takasi. Unfortunately, due to the dry climate, resources were very limited. Most of the Vulcans at this time remained nomadic, somewhat like the tribes of the Sahara Desert on Earth several hundred years ago. Wars for water, natural resources, and territory were common. After thousands of years of nomadic life, the industrialization of Takasi happened practically overnight, mostly as a result of the military need for improved weapons and to eke sustenance out of a dying world. Where on Earth it took about 200 years to go from steam engines to regular spaceflight, it took the Vulcans approximately 50 years to do the same thing. The people of Takasi quickly explored their solar system, mining moons and asteroids, and colonized the moon of Takat. Takasi at this time was somewhat like the early 21st century of Earth. They drove vehicles similar to automobiles and flew aircraft of various sorts and kinds. Because of the violent nature of Vulcans, there occurred a long period of horrific planetary wars, which included nuclear and biological weapons. The population of Takasi rose and fell, and they occasionally fell into dark age periods before recovering. Eventually, the Vulcans came to an edge of extinction due to their unchecked warfare. Without a change, this planet would have become lifeless. This concludes our first video for this Katric Ark lore series for the Vulcan Schism. In the next one, we're going to begin exploring the war that took place on Vulcanus between the different nomadic tribes, and then eventually the industrial areas and continents that remained that would eventually lead into the Great Schism between the Vulcan people and the Romulan people. If you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining, please throw a like and subscribe up on YouTube. Please follow me on Twitter at RealKetwolski, and follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/RealKetwolski. And I appreciate all of you guys and gals watching this video, and I will see all of you next time. Live long and prosper, my Trekkies!